With the new Locator Bar feature in multiplayer Minecraft, many people are worried about their secret bases, or just about keeping their location private. You don't have to enable this feature, but if the server owner does, you can avoid detection. For instance, crouching makes your locator point vanish, though it's not very practical. Invisibility potions work, but only temporarily. Wearing a carved pumpkin also works, but you have to wear it constantly. The best way to hide in Minecraft is to use a head. You lose a piece of armor, but you become invisible on the locator bar. Warning: I don't approve or encourage actions based on this video. This content is for experimental, educational, and illustrative purposes only. Don't try this at home or on servers you don't own. How to ruin your friend's world in Minecraft for educational purposes. For educational purposes? This method is extremely easy and causes a lot of damage. You only need a bucket of water, a bucket of lava, and some blocks to build a staircase. To start, build a staircase. It can have turns or split, as long as all join at one point. At the top, place the lava 1 block below you and wait for it to flow down. Next, place water 1 block higher. Let it dry, then collect both liquids. This creates a stone structure with lava that takes over 100 hours to remove by hand, but only minutes to generate. In the latest Minecraft snapshot, camels now spawn randomly in the desert. You might think, but wasn't it already like this? Where else would they spawn? Well, no. Before they only appeared in desert villages, which meant that with an unlucky seed, they could be one of the rarest mobs in your world. But now they're not so hard to find anymore. And even though they're not very fast when you ride them, and they don't drop anything when they die, they have a couple of key advantages. They can carry 2 players at the same time, and since they're tall, most mobs can't reach you from the ground. If you need to move an AFK friend, or someone who isn't good at playing, you can put them on a camel and take them anywhere without their help. Squivel just made one of Minecraft's wildest inventions. Do you know how? When you hit a ghast's fireball, it deflects where you're looking. A similar thing happens with arrows due to a bug. When an arrow hits a fireball, it flies in the player's facing direction. Wind charges behave the same way, so Squivel took advantage of this bug to create a machine that constantly launches wind charges at the player's arrows, making them follow the direction he's looking, from anywhere in the world. And in fact, he took it even further by placing a small hole at an exact angle that connects a redstone pulse with an ender pearl stasis chamber. You can be anywhere in the world, with nothing in your inventory, and then look at that specific angle and teleport. And getting back is wild too, because you can build dozens of these systems and have redstone activate whatever you want. For more uses and instructions, watch Squivel's video. One of the most overlooked features of the Spring to Life update is that we now have 6 new wolf variants. And I'm not just talking about the visual aspect like you might be thinking, but about personalities. Each wolf now gets a random sound personality, which means it makes different sounds than what we're used to, except for the classic variant. Now there are the following personalities: big, adorable, angry, grumpy, sad, and a rather curious one called Pug. With 9 breeds and 7 sound personalities, there are 63 unique wolf variants like this. And comment your favorite pet. I'll be reading your comments. This is the rarest chest in all of Minecraft, and it contains 8 alliums. It appears in a room inside a woodland mansion, and many of you have never seen it, let alone found it. But there are also many who have found this room several times and haven't given it much importance. After all, woodland mansions are quite rare, and it just seems like a room with a cauldron and a few alliums. When woodland mansions were added 10 years ago, a code bug prevented this room from generating in Java, but it appears correctly in the Bedrock edition. Ever given someone your base coordinates and they said they didn't know how to use them? This video is for those people. Here's how to use coordinates. Think of the Minecraft world as a giant sheet of graph paper. Any point has its own coordinates, which are 2 numbers. In Minecraft, press F3 and check the X and Z coordinates. The middle number, Y, is the height, which we can ignore for now. Check the X and Z numbers. Walking in any cardinal direction increases or decreases one of them. That's all there is to it. Check which direction brings you closer to the coordinates and start walking. I just found one of the coolest Minecraft features. If you didn't know, you can use an anvil to rename eggs, and mobs spawned from those eggs will have that name. This works in creative mode, and it also works with buckets. If you have a bucket with a mob and you rename it in an anvil, that mob will keep the name when you release it. This means you don't need to use name tags for these creatures. Instead of spending hours looking for name tags, you just spend 1 experience level. It's a super useful and little-known way to name mobs in survival. The most annoying feature in the history of Minecraft isn't like boats that used to break when hitting a leaf, or how swimming was just floating. or even how netherrack used to look visually unpleasant. It's the old redstone, and when I say old, I mean the very first update. It was added 15 years ago. First of all, it took about 5 seconds to break, even with an iron pickaxe. But that's not the worst. Walking on redstone dust broke it, and mobs could break it too. What is Minecraft's rarest block? You might guess it's the dragon egg, deep slate emerald ore, or think I'm trolling, since so many videos cover Minecraft's weirdest block. But seriously, this block is so rare that I didn't even know it existed. First, you need to find a woodland mansion and break down all the walls. Then, you'll probably need to go to 50 more mansions. This is because it only appears in the rarest room, the secret fake portal room, which you can only find by breaking a random wall. It took me 77 mansions to find it. In that room, you can find infested stone. Infested stone with silverfish only appears in the game's rarest room, in its rarest structure. You can't legally obtain it in survival, and it doesn't generate elsewhere. Your real house is on this Minecraft server. You see, it's a server with a 1-to-1 map of Earth, a replica of the planet. However, the structures aren't built beforehand. Players from around the world build cities in the same real-life locations. So, your house is likely already built and ready to explore. To join from Java, it's Regerland.net, and from Bedrock, Regerland.net, and port 1932. See you inside. I found this player on my Minecraft server who was doing a ritual to summon Aeroblade. I decided to prank him by dressing up as him. When he activated the altar, I used owner commands to hit him with lightning bolts. The guy tried to escape quickly, but while he was doing that, I created natural disasters for him, so he would really think it was Aeroblade. Later, when the guy got home and went inside, I made his building flip upside down. He was scared but still happy because he summoned Aeroblade on a Minecraft server. So I showed myself to him to give him a surprise, but he ended up disconnecting from the server. So leave a like so that when he connects again, we can give him lots of gifts for the prank we pulled on him.